Se il vostro sogno è una barca intorno ai 18 metri.
If your dream is about a boat around 18 meters with lots of space on board, then take a look at this new Ferretti Yachts 580 model. Obviously, it has a lot of external surface area because it has a flying bridge, but not only that. Look at it well. Look how long the foredeck is. The external design was signed by architect Filippo Salvetti. I think it will be easy to recognise this yacht among many others due to the lines that outline the deck house, the original shape of the windows on the hull, and the long, smoked plexiglass that runs along the three sides of the upper deck.
Ferretti Yachts
has once again created an exemplary flybridge from a technical point of view because it is light and has minimal wind grip. Obviously, the opinion changes if you decide to install the hardtop, but the basic concept remains. I personally would prefer the option of an electric awning. On the flybridge, the helm station is set back to make room for a large full-beam sun deck. On the side opposite the pilot station, we can find a chaise lounge or a sofa. The aft area is furnished with a C-shaped sofa that seats at least 5 people. In the centre is a teak table. The bar unit is multifunctional and can be set up with a grill or teppanyaki, i.e. the steel plate for Japanese cuisine. The bow offers surprising habitability for a 58-footer, a very large area, well enhanced with a large sun deck and 2 face-to-face sofas for 7 to 8 people, and some support surfaces with multi-functions. In the cockpit there are many possible transformations. The sofa becomes a sun deck, the table can be lowered, and by adding cushions it extends the solarium area. In the cockpit we find an understair storage unit and another on the opposite side of the third control station. The locker located in the counter transom is very practical. Here on the submersible swimming platform there is room for a 3.5-metre tender. The interior design is the work of the Ideal Italia studio. You can choose between 2 different decor moods, classic and contemporary. Both are characterised by a rational and tactile design, aligned with the Just Like Home brand concept, offering owners an elegant and welcoming environment. The classic moods has warm tones, while the contemporary version is inspired by the colours of the sea. In both cases, the style is Italian. The kitchen communicates with the cockpit by lowering the windows, and on the border there is an inviting bar counter. The living area can be furnished with 2 sofas or, on the starboard side, with a unit with a 65-inch television. The environment is also made very pleasant by long windows. The helm station, despite being a triumph of technology, is also an example of style, with the armchairs and the dashboard coordinated with the same fabric. The master cabin is certainly one of the largest for boats of this size, if you opt for the version with the study area. This solution also offers a large additional wardrobe and is therefore preferable if you live on the boat intensely. The sleeping area is then completed by wardrobes and a sofa. Natural light flows through large windows and a skylight into the study. The bathroom is en suite and is certainly very elegant. A different layout offers each of the 3 cabins its own bathroom. Here, however, there is a day bathroom for 2 guests. The VIP cabin is located at the bow, and the other double cabin is located amidships. All rooms have heights of at least 2 meters, and there is also the cabin for the sailor.
Questo yacht è stato progettato e costruito
This yacht
secondo
was
i
designed and
criteri
built
della
according to
categoria
CEA category criteria, i.e. the maximum for safety on a pleasure boat. A pair of 900 or 1000 horsepower Volvo Penta engines are offered as engine options. In this vessel, we have the highest
questo
power.
esemplare abbiamo la potenza maggiore. Velocità di trasferimento.
Transfer speed 10 knots, consumption 5.5 litres per mile. On board is installed all the typical technology of the latest generation Ferretti Yachts, partly standard and partly optional, such as the Zenta maneuvering joystick.
Il joystick di manovra di Xenta. Volendo integrato con la funzione X.
If desired, it can be integrated with the X-Aid function, which allows you to use this command without considering external disturbances. It automatically corrects wind and currents, and the maneuver becomes easy and precise.
Poi c'è il sistema di correzione automatica.
And then there is the automatic Zenta trim correction system and the steer-by-wire steering system, also from Zenta, with the automatic return of rudder to the centre. We are entering ploughing mode. Engines at 1,500 RPM, speed 13 knots. The boat is already trimmed.
Abbassiamo un po' gli
Let's lower the interceptors a little. I don't use automatic control. I prefer to feel the pure reactions of the hull.
Mare calmo.
The sea is calm in the harbour in front of Cannes.
Velocità di crociera
Cruising
di
speed of
20
20
knoti,
knots, a situation of absolute comfort. The sound level meter always shows less than 70 decibels. And speaking of comfort, I would like to point out that the boat can also be equipped with gyroscopic stabilisation systems.
A questa andatura il consumo è di
At this pace, consumption is around 10.8 litres per mile. We are looking for a slightly higher cruising speed.
A 25 nodi
At 25 knots, it's appropriate to act on the interceptors to find the right compromise between speed and consumption. And I discover that we have the same consumption per mile as we did at 20 knots.
consumo per miglio che avevamo a 20 nodi. Le condizioni al contorno, cioè
The surrounding conditions, that is to say, the pleasure I feel while piloting, is also the acoustic comfort and the smoothness of the hull on the wave. Makes me feel really good.
Mi fanno sentire davvero bene. Virata con un giusto
It veers with the right heel angle.
Una situazione che non infastidisce nessuno.
A situation that doesn't bother anyone, not even those who are never on board and therefore aren't used to feeling rolling and pitching.
Dire rollio e beccheggio. Ma un po' per le
Partly due to today's conditions and partly due to the behaviour of this hull, we don't have this type of problem.
Ho creato un po' di onde.
I created a few waves because there aren't any and because I want to feel the behaviour of the hull. I want to feel it at full speed, at full throttle.
Giù la manetta. Sto attraversando.
I'm going through my own waves, specifically wake waves that are usually quite steep, short and difficult.
È chiaro.
It
Beccheggio.
clearly pitches, but it is very silent and very smooth. I raise the interceptors because now I want to make her run. I want to see what speed she reaches. With two 900 horsepower engines, they declare a maximum speed of 28 knots. With two 1000 horsepower engines, we're already at 31.5 knots, 32 knots. Navigating is always a pleasure, and doing it with a boat like this is an even greater pleasure.